Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Profitable Private Practice Podcast. And today I have with me Dr. Jennifer Uzor. Hi, Dr. Jennifer.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be
I'm
here
so
today.
glad you're here. So let's dive right in. So, could you give us a 60-second introduction of yourself?
Well, I am Dr. Jennifer Uzor. I'm the CEO and founder of Allegra Family Pediatrics, a pediatric practice in South Florida, especially in Coconut Creek, Florida. Is a boutique practice that has the personal feeling. It's trying to bring back real medicine, personal, caring, non-corporate, and it's making me enjoy what I love doing, which is pediatrics, and bring it to the parents and make it accessible and bring back real medicine. So this is what I'm doing and what I'm trying to build at the
That's
moment.
awesome. Because I do have a question. So, where did the Allegra come from?
Well, Allegra means joy and happiness in
Right.
Italian, because that's what pediatrics is for
Mhm.
me. So for me, when I think of pediatrics, it's happiness, it's joy. It's what make my eyes sparkle. So Allegra is that's the meaning. It's in Italian. Allegra is happiness and
That's
joy.
awesome. Okay, so I was doing a little bit of research, and you're kind of known for building, like strong relationships, with your with your patients, with the kids, with the parents itself. So could you tell us like what is your secret to like the kids will want to come back and things like that? So what is your secret to that? To one, building the strong relationships, but then also having like returning clients.
I think that first my office I went very intentional in the way I built my office. My office looks, I mean, I'm not being very humble right now, but it's gorgeous. It's inviting. It doesn't look generic. It's very thought
Mhm.
out. And also the kids look they I mean, I'm happy doing what I do and they feel it. Like I joke with them, I play with them, the parents are at ease. It's not transactional, it's fun. I have fun, they have fun, so they keep coming. They love it here. And there's toys, there's books, there's a lot of, there's no pain, there's no crying. We try to make sure we make it so easy for them. So I guess they
I
love that.
love it. All right, that is awesome. So let's dive right in. Could you tell us a little bit about the first time that you entertained the thought of becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, honestly, I never thought that I was gonna take that route. I was very blessed when I finished my pediatric residency. I immediately went to work with my family in New York in a private practice where I went from residency to be technically the medical director of that practice, and it was with my mentor, with Mama, and it was somebody that actually it was just not this regular experience that one has when we graduate. I went straight to work with an amazing pediatrician, and it was just very easy. That was in New York. After COVID, my husband found his dream job outside of New York in Florida. So I decided that, okay, let me see, let me test the waters. I did not like the way corporate medicine was practiced when I moved here. It was not aligning with my vision. It was not how I wanted to practice medicine. I always had that little entrepreneurial thing for other things like real estate or other stuff, but like in medicine, I never thought I would come up with a practice. Then when I moved to Florida, I tried in a private practice and I saw the way it was managed. And I was like, nope, I'm going to retire. But the thought of retiring from the medicine, which is the love of my life, I'm like, okay, no, this is not sitting well with me. And we agreed, let's jump in and let's see. And then I decided to open a private practice, and then I guess I became an entrepreneur.
That's amazing. So, what were some of the mindset shifts that you needed to have between that time and you opening your practice?
Well, honestly, I did not know much. At the very beginning, I just made all the mistakes possible. I did not have the mind shape. Like I don't have them. I was just a very good pediatrician, but I was not a full blown entrepreneur. So my mind have to shift 360. Luckily, by the time that I opened the doors, I met a Entre MD business school, and that's like that helped out for me to become a CEO. But honestly, I have no clue what I was doing. I know I was great in medicine, but business wasn't my forte. So little by little, my mind went shifting from being a great doctor to learning how to build a lasting business that was going to serve the community.
That is awesome. So you mentioned something, and I've heard it said before, where you were a great pediatrician, but not that good at the CEO. And I know what Dr. Una
No.
is not is always talking about the physician CEO. So yes, you have to be a physician, but you also need to be a CEO if you want your practice or your business to thrive. So like, what is your take on that?
Well, right now I have to be a CEO. Right now I have this private practice, and like I need to think the way a CEO would think, not only as a physician. Right now I have to keep aligned with what I want to do. I want to continue doing the work in order for my practice to be successful, and I want to serve people. My goal is to I would do this for free if I could, but my goal is like I have to have a sustainable business, and the CEO mindset and the way of actually handling it as a business is the only way that I can keep it afloat and be able to keep serving. So I have to become a CEO, I have to do executive decisions, I have to be a leader, and that's something that is very different from just being a pediatrician. You have to also think as a business
Business
person.
person. All right, thank you.
Yep.
So, one of the ones that you mentioned is that from within 18 months, you went from 0 to 1,000 patients, correct? So let's talk about that. The
Mhm.
pupil inquiring minds would like to know, how did you make that possible?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna tell you this. I moved to a state that wasn't my state. I didn't know anybody. I have zero patients. I honestly, I now I have 1,000 patients. It's been like I'm still working on it. I still need to grow a lot, but I have done the work, meaning everything that Dr. Una teaches us. I've been out there building relationships. I against my better, like I know I have to wake up and do this video. I didn't really love being in social media, but I'm trying to that social media and group outreach. I go to mom groups. I go to events with toddlers, with babies, with where my people are. I go to the OBs. I have to reach out to people that have my people, and then that's how I have built, and also word of mouth. I am inclined to believe that anybody that comes to my office and feel the warmth and the love and the quality excellent medical care that we provide, they tell their friends. But also I have to do a lot of little like advertising and here and there, and going in places and being and sponsoring events and little leagues and things like that. It's a lot of outreach and a lot of marketing that has to be
Mhm.
done.
So now, if you could tell a private practice doctor who is just now starting out, what would be the top three things you want them to start with to build their patient clientele?
Don't be afraid to market yourself
Mm,
and be out there. It's the toughest part because we're not trained to market ourselves. We're not trained to sell. We think with great doctors, that's that they should come. Don't be afraid to market yourself. Talk to everybody. Try to be known, be part of the community. And a third thing is just make sure that you believe in what you are doing. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing and you don't believe in what you are bringing to the community, you're not going to do it with the conviction and the power that it takes. It's not easy to be out there marketing yourself. You feel weird as as a doctor, but if you're starting a I'm technically in my beginning still. I'm just 18 months in, but I still have to market. I still have to do it every day consistently because you believe in yourself, in what you're giving, and you have to do the work and go and be on those mom groups and go to the schools and go where your people is, and then uh, they will come to you eventually.
come to you. That is awesome. Okay, and so since you said you're in the beginning phase, but you're 18 months in, what have been your top three biggest wins since starting your practice?
Well, my top three is like first I opened my practice. That was
Mm,
the biggest win. I was able
one.
to open my practice. Also, I went from zero patients to like 1,000, and like I don't know the exact number, but it's in that range. And third, I'm being known in the community. I am not, I mean, it's just as I say, it's just a small practice, but that little small practice is being talked about in Facebook groups, in moms groups, and it's like little by little my name and the quality of what I'm giving is being recognized, and that's being an amazing win for like three wins for me.
That
Like
is awesome. That is amazing. And then so with the you mentioned that like your practice has been mentioned, in Facebook groups and amongst other parents. How has that helped you in getting more patients? Like
Oh,
the referral sources.
it's working. I mean, I asked the patient, so and how do you hear from us? He said, oh, you already famous in this Facebook mom group, and I saw your name, and I decided to try out. And I'm like, oh, nice. I had a lot of patients from people in Facebook talking about my practice, also from word of mouth in the community. Like a mom in a baseball team asked, oh, so I need a new pediatrician, and then one of the moms talk, and then the moms, they do talk in the mom group. They help each other with the things that they think will be helpful for their fellow moms. So the moms in the Facebook group, they do ask questions. They ask the other moms like, who do you go to? Do you have a pediatrician that you recommend? And they talk to each other, and they end up finding me. So it's a good avenue to get patients. And it's not that I advertise. I should actually, but I don't have like an ad on Facebook or anything. But the moms talk to each other, and that's how I've been getting patients also.
That's beautiful. And then so let's talk a little bit about the challenges because obviously building a private practice from 0 to 1,000 clients within 18 months is not easy. So what were some of the challenges that you had and how did you overcome them? Like we can do top three challenges.
Okay, well, the first challenge I'll say is financial. It's not easy because I have employees, I have overhead, I have a lot of expenses that I mean I'm not producing the money to cover. So that's a big challenge, financial challenge. Not like having the mindset of not giving into the scarcity part. It's tough when you need to make payroll and you have to ask your husband for money, or it's not easy when you don't have all the finances straight up. But that's a big challenge for me, and I overcame it by just keep believing and keep moving forward, keep doing the work. And luckily I have a good support system, but it takes a lot of, it's hard when you don't have the the financial freedom to kind of manage the overhead of your practice. Another big challenge is that as a pediatrician, I know I've been in practice for quite some time, and I know I'm good, and the patients are not coming. Like I am here, and I know if they knew about me, they will come, but they don't. So that challenge where like I know my offer is amazing, but the patients are not finding me. How I have overcome it, I'm putting myself out there. I need to do it more, yes, but I'm trying my best to just be more visible and putting myself out there where they can find me. And anybody that wants a thriving practice have to be out there. Even
Yeah.
if they don't love being out there, they don't want to be on Facebook, they want to do a talk here and there, they have to. And I think the third challenge is managing a team. I My personality, I'm like a big child. Like, I'm very warm and fussy. I'm not very I'm a good leader, but I'm not, sometimes I err on the side of being very lenient. So managing a team as a CEO has been a little difficult for me. So basically that has been a big challenge, being a leader, being not kissing the frogs, but eating them and doing the work. So that
Mhm.
has been big. And I overcome it by just going straight at it and trying my best to continue getting things done.
That is beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about the business school because you just mentioned it a little bit. So how long have you been in Optionality?
I think I'm going to be in July, it's going to be my second year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I opened my practice, and I joined the school kind of like in the same month.
So how did you find out about Optionality?
Oh, I found out with a friend of mine. We were in a conference, right, when I was in the midst of opening the office, and she told me, "Oh my God, there's this pediatrician. She has a business school. Her name is Dr. Una. Listen to her podcast." And then I listened to the podcast, and then I there was a event, like the NTRMD live that was open to the public. It happened to be my birthday. It was June 29th. I still remember. And you know what? I don't care, it's my birthday. I'm gonna go and see what is this about. And then right after that I signed up, and then this wouldn't have been possible without that. Like
Oh,
honestly, like Um,
That's a big sacrifice going on your birthday.
yeah, it was fun though. I enjoyed it. I didn't go in person. That was when it was virtual. It was a virtual event, and it was open, open to the public, and it was so amazing.
That's so amazing. That is
Uh,
beautiful. And then, so I know people like to say that on GFD, business school is a virtual reality. So like what they're living and then what everybody, alternate reality. Sorry, alternate reality. So what they're living compared to everybody else is completely different. So in what ways have you experienced that?
I actually have to agree with that, because you have no idea how many naysayers you encounter that tell you you are not like any practice to break even. You have to wait at least 3 to 4 years.
Mm.
Or it's impossible right now with corporate medicine buying all these practices, having a solo practice in a competitive state like South Florida, like but living in seeing my classmates, seeing everybody in that unicorn world, as we like to call it, we say, you know what? No, it's not true. It's not true. It's possible. It's doable. And I am not going to be on the 3 year mark. I'm pretty sure Allegra Family Pediatrics is gonna be wherever it needs to be. Hopefully by the end of this year. Like, I am not subscribing to what has been the norm until now. I'm learning to defy those odds and fighting and learning how to make it happen.
That is beautiful. Defying those odds. That's awesome.
Define those odds. It's an alternate reality, I must say, because if I didn't have those unicorns, which sometimes I cry, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is not working. And then Dr. Una come up and say, listen, it's always working. And then
Always.
I have it's always working. And it's somebody in the verge of like tears, like, oh my God, I need to tell you guys, I had this wing. I just surpassed my monthly or my yearly revenue goal. And you see those people having those experiences and said, that would be me. And
Mm.
eventually, I told Dr. Una one day, soon enough, I am going to be a success story and it's going to be big and out of proportion. So I just have to keep believing it. And that alternate reality, as we call it, is very good to keep that faith going and keep that momentum going. So it's amazing.
And just by the way, you are already a very big success story, okay? Not
Oh,
everybody with an
thank you.
easy money doing their practice gets 1,000 patients. So,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
but
you.
obviously it's going to get better and better and better. So,
Thank you.
with the business school, what has been your favorite thing about it?
My favorite thing is that I have changed. I went to business school to become a like to learn about business or something
Mhm.
like that, or to just make this business sustainable. And I changed. I changed as a person. My mindset changed. I stopped reacting to things and I started deliberately wanting things. My mindset shifted from doing things automatically to actually knowing what I want. And it's not only as a business person, it changed the way I value my time, like my spiritual life, my family life, everything that I've achieved within my, like, it's just a combo. Like, I thought I was going to the school to learn about business, and yes, I'm learning about business, but I'm also different. This is my dream business, but I'm also cohesive with what my dream life
Yeah.
is. I'm still not 100% there yet, because it's a work in progress. It's a construction site, but I'm aligning my dream business with my dream life, and to the best of my abilities, I am doing this. And I wasn't expecting to have this life transformation in terms of my life. I just thought it was just business, but I'm actually have changed. I have become more assertive. I have become more a leader, and I know what I want. And it's in my personal life, I have grown a lot. So it's not only business, it's actually me. I have changed. I'm a full-blown CEO that lost pink, of course, but a full-blown CEO.
A full-blown CEO. That is awesome. And so to everyone who is listening, Entree MD, one thing that Dr. Una says a lot is that Entree MD is here to help you. So if you feel like, okay, maybe I want to join the business school, but I don't know enough about it, I would recommend that you would book a call. So it's entremd.com/success. And what happens is that when you book a call, you will be, paired up with one of our team members, and they'll kind of walk you through what your next best step will be. So for Dr. Jennifer, hers was joining the business school. And now because she joined the business school, she's in the process of having her dream business and her dream life. And she's even done something as crazy as getting 1,000 patients within 18 months. And so and you're like, okay, well, I don't really know what to do. On teamd.com/success, our team would love to talk with you, answer any questions you may have. And, there could even be, you may think that, okay, well, I don't know about the business school. Then we have something like PPPM that, is for, private practice owners. And it's just a time for you guys to work together on your business. We even have specialty guest speakers. Dr. Una comes in as well. So, either PPPM or the business school. But if you need to know more about it, then I would recommend you book a call. So entremd.com/success. And we will love to talk with you. Now, Dr. Jennifer, for my last question for you, now if there is a private practice owner who's feeling a little bit challenged within their business, what would you say to them? Give us a quotable quote.
Uh, I am there a lot. I'm still there a lot. So the only thing, and I say it to myself, and I will say to any person struggling with a private practice, considering giving up or questioning what they're doing, stop asking how to do more and start deciding who you must become to earn more, to serve more, and to grow your practice. It's not how many more things you have to do, who you have to be, what person you have to become to just have what you want. But it's not but everybody can do a lot of stuff, but stop trying to do more and start deciding who you want to become. What doctor, what CEO, what human you need to become to achieve that. Instead of having to do 100 things, instead of doing more, ask yourself, who do you want to become? Who do you have to be to have that dream business that you're trying? And it's not easy, it's tough, but you have to, it's your dream, so nobody say it was going to be easy, but it's worth it, absolutely.
Wow, that is awesome. That is amazing. There's my quotable quote. So the next time I need this. Bam. Okay, so more about where can people find you?
Well, Allegra Family Pediatric is located in Coconut Creek, Coral Springs area in Florida. We have a website, allegrafamilypediatrics.com, and also Instagram at Allegra Family Pediatrics, Facebook as at Allegra Family Pediatrics.
There we go. All right. So, top two things. Allegra Family Pediatrics, if you want to know where she is. And if you have more questions about the business school or even PPPM, go to entremd.com/success to book your call today. And now, for everybody who is listening, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode. And as I typically like to say, don't allow this episode to be your best kept secret. So, if you were listening and there was something that really impacted you, but you think that it can impact another private practice doctor that you know, even if they're not a private practice doctor, because like Dr. Jennifer mentioned that she came into the business school to learn about business, but not only did it change her business, it also changed her life. So the things that are said here apply to both areas. It depends on how you apply it. So if you know someone who needs to listen to this, you send them that link so that they can listen today, but do not allow this podcast to be your best kept secret. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer, for this. This was amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, and I had a ton of fun. Thank you so much. And to everybody listening, thank you so much for listening.